Check, mic, check. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, troops, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the channel, Mark. That's me, my words, where we follow trading, traveling, and training. Before I do get into today's very short video, please continue to hit that subscribe button down there. Push me past 850 troops. That's the next target for the channel. Thank you very much indeed. So, yesterday, the 9th of June, 2021, a pretty brutal day across the meme stocks. But before I do get into that, let me just say, relax, breathe, take a step, take a moment, take whatever you need to do and just look at the bigger picture. We'll get into the daily chart and then we'll do what we normally do and expand out and look at the bigger picture. So yesterday then we started off and we straight out of the traps, troops. We did get up to the high of the day on the first minute. 53.39 was the high of the day, but immediately we came under attack all the way down to 48.12, which was the low of the day. So from the high of the day to the low of the day in the first 5 or 6 minutes of trading, then we had a little bit of a pickup, some consolidation before slowly drifting down towards the end of the day. What I did like to see, we have this historical level of support here at 48.60, which we tested 3 times and managed to rebound off, and we were holding that even with a bit of a sell-off into the close. Some day traders maybe after that high there of 51.99, and then after market, wow, just absolutely hammered all the way down to 44.90 before finally recovering to 47.38. But you can see, troops, looking at it on the daily scale, it looks quite intimidating. But let's zoom out a little bit and see where we've come from. There you go. And let's have a look at some positives here. So you can see, look, we've got this pennant here that we came to the apex of. We would like to see it break up, but it doesn't always work out like that, troops. I've said it before and I'll say it again on this channel. Stocks go up as well as down. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. So we have broken to the downside of that. What do I see here on the charts? I see the next level of support being at $44-ish. And then after that, back down to 31.89. Again, take that with a pinch of salt, troops. That's just what the chart is looking like to me. I'm not saying that we are going to hit those levels, but there's always a possibility. So some news for AMC, which has come out in the last few hours. This tweet from Ortex, I'm sure everybody has seen it. Exchange reported short interest, 102.3 million shares. This is a larger number than expected and indicates a higher than anticipated short interest in AMC. So although that number's been going down on Ortex, actually, it's probably been going up, and there's a reason for that. The unexpectedly high short interest implies that shares returned in this period were atypically not shorted shares, but instead shares that were borrowed but not shorted. Okay, so again, keep your eye on that, troops. All right, that's a little bit of good information there from Ortex, and I think they're going to be updating. Yeah, they'll be updating estimates tomorrow, which is today. So keep an eye out for that on Twitter. AMC put out a press release talking about the number of shares. There's a few assumptions to be made in here. What does it include? What doesn't it include? Blah, blah, blah. But just confirmation here that there are approximately 4.1 million shareholders. More than 80% of AMC shares are held by a broad base of retail investors with an average holding of around 120 shares, some more, some less. So some good information there. Why they dropped the price? No idea. FUD. Just absolute FUD. That's all I can say about that, troops. And then quickly over to GME. Let's have a look at their chart. Let me just switch back onto the charts there. Back over to GME. Again, another rough day for GME. But to be honest, it was expected. Anybody that's followed earnings for GME know that generally after earnings call, the price drops. And I think, you know, Hedgie is just trying whatever they can. You can see we didn't have a bad day, really. We had a steady day. We tested this resistance at 316. We did manage to break above it towards the end of the day, up to 328. before finally tailing off. And then I think, just absolutely disgusting in after hours when you've got such good earnings, which I'll come on to in a second. It's just blatant games here, all the way down to the low of 261.61, which kind of bounces off that 262, 263 area, where we had that historical level of support before finally recovering to 286.50. Now, news for GME was the earnings report, as I said, and some good earnings report information there. So net sales have increased 25%. Gross margin was down 25.9%. Expenses were down 4.2%. Operating losses were down to 40.8 million compared to 108 million. And the net loss was down to 66.8 million compared to a net loss last quarter of 167.5 million. So you can see lots of positive things for GME. Also announced former Amazon executives Matt Furlong as CEO and Mike Recupero as CFO. There was the shareholder meeting yesterday as well, and some good information came out of that. Very, very excited. Ryan Cohen finishing with the line "Buckle up." So prepare, troops. Again, there were some numbers around the number of people that cast votes. That's a process that has to be gone through, and we shall see what comes out of that. But in my opinion, nothing's changed. If anything, it's more and more positive on both tickers. So don't believe the FUD, troops. Don't get caught up in anybody else's hype train, specifically mine as well. Take what I say with a pinch of salt. Fact check everything I say, and just keep hodling. So that's all I've got for you today, troops. I do hope you've enjoyed this very quick and informative video. If you have, please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. Spread the word. Let's help build the troop community. And away we go. Cheers, troops.